In this video, I want to tell you about an easy way to make a bedroll and a pillow. In my case, I'm making them for homeless veterans, but these mats are knitted, and you can use them for so many things. A rug, a sewing machine, cushion, lots of things. These are regular old potholder loops. Now I buy them by the pound, size 13 straight needles. Now I don't have an open bag right here, but the first thing you do is you take your pound of loops and you loop the loops together into yarn. You're basically just taking one loop, putting it through the next one, and you end up with a bulky weight yarn. Size 13 needles, cast on 16 stitches. These are jersey loops. These are cotton. They'll knit up just slightly differently. And then, in my case, to make a bedroll, I will have a total of 9 sections sewn together. Potholder material is wonderful. It's wonderful. And I have all kinds of tools, knitting boards, weaving looms, all kinds of tools. This is the best thing in the world for any kind of like a bed topper, or in the case of homeless people, a mattress. So when I put the sets together, they're going to get a 9-section bed pad, really, a pillow made out of potholders, and you just need your trusty potholder loom, which is right here, and you can make the pillow out of yarn if you want, but if you make them out of potholder material, they're practically indestructible as a pillow. One bag of loopers makes, when you buy a 16-ounce bag, it makes between, they say, 10 and 12. I've been getting 15 potholders out of a bag. So you need one whole bag to make a pillow, and you do 3 across by 5 down, fold it in half, stitch it on 3 sides, stuff it, sew the last side, and you have a pillow. So if you want to make something for a homeless person that you know, a 9-section bed pad. The reason I did them in sections, one, they come a pound at a time. So you can knit a pound at a time and not worry about, oh my gosh, I have this big huge thing to make. 2, you can then use any acrylic yarn you have to stitch them together. 3, the colors are wonderful. Talk about happy thoughts. Can you imagine how wonderful to sleep on all these wonderful colors with a wonderful color potholder pillow? It'll be great. And if you're homeless and you have a bedroll, I'm also going to make like a flat rope to wrap it all up, give them a pair of socks, a scarf. It's the basics of what people need to feel better about not having a home. And taking the time to knit one of these, you know, it's not really a big deal. I just figured out the best loopers, I'm not sure, these are Bedroll, Wool Novelty Company, and I'll put the link in the information section. $7 a bag for a pound, and they come in different colors. You can get them in different colors. They do charge shipping, but so 9 sections and then 1 bag for a pillow is 10 bags, $7 a bag, $70 plus shipping. Some of my quilt sets run into the like $200 range for everything because, you know, I add things. But $70 is not bad. What a great kids project. Once a month, get them a bag of potholder loops, have them make a section, put a bedroll together with 9 sections, 9 months. They make one a year for a homeless person, a Christmas present for a homeless person. You know, it's just a good thing. And there are so many bad things going on right now, but it's a good thing. It won't hurt anybody to do it. This is also, for those of you with sewing machines, talk about a perfect sewing machine cushion. So I'm sitting here and I'm going, oh my gosh, I need more loopers. I have 11 machines. I would love to give each of my machines one of these pads. There'd be no vibration. There'd be no anything. It would be wonderful. Throw rugs, bathroom rugs, and, you know, just these are classic skills that, especially with the pandemic, they're healthy. You know, it's not political. It's not because they're cheap. They're healthy. They're bright colors. They're happy colors. It's giving back or giving to. It's thinking positively. So 1 bag per mat. Loop the loops together. You get a bulky weight yarn. 16 stitches on size 13 needles. Knit until you're almost at the end of your ball of loopers. I call these a wheel of life, and there is a story with it. When my grandfather was in the Battle of the Bulge, and he almost froze to death. And when I was 3, he was home, and he used to tell us war stories all the time. And in reality, he lost all. It was his second tour. He was in charge of a bunch of 18-year-old kids. You know, they were in Bastogne, middle of December, freezing. Most of the kids under him died. And so it was always very traumatic for him, and he would talk about it all the time. And but anyway, so when I was 3, I was going to save the world by making my grandfather a coat out of potholders. In case he had to go back to Bastogne, he'd be warm. It's wonderful, wonderful, affordable fabric. And the Wool Novelty Company is the best price I have found. You may find them on sale. $7 a pound. To finish what I was saying, the reason this is a wheel of life is because this is how I used to, and I still do. At the age of 3, this is how I kept my my loopers. And it was a wheel of life. The day that we were my grandfather and I were talking about how he almost died. You know, they kept sending them back in, and they didn't have dry boots. They didn't have dry socks. 1 coat. And if it got wet, that was it. I was going to make him that coat, and this wheel of potholders, or a wheel of life, is the difference between life and death for some people. If he had had a coat of many colors made out of potholder loops, he wouldn't have been cold. He could have worn it under his army coat, over his army coat, wrapped himself in it. So that's why these are a wheel of life, because for people that are homeless today, warmth, we're going into the winter here. It's already November in a couple of days. Warmth is, when you're cold, it's the most depressing thing in the world. I have been there. I went, and I know a lot of people recently that have gone 4 or 5 days without power now because of the storm we just had. I didn't lose power, but a few years ago, my house lost power during the blizzard, and we had 4 feet of snow. I couldn't open the doors. We couldn't get out, and we couldn't get help in. Nobody could get to us. The roads had 4 feet of snow on them. And by the 3rd day without power, I was hypothermic. But the thought process when you're cold is you keep holding on, you keep holding on, you keep holding on, and then you start to get hypothermic. And all of a sudden you're loopy and you're not sure of what you're doing. We can't leave, I don't think, homeless people on the street without warmth. So get yourself a wheel of life, put it together into the yarn, size 13 needles, 16 stitches, knit until you have about 2.5 feet left of the yarn, and then cast off loosely. Make 9 of them, sew them 3 across and 3 down. Just hand whip stitch them together. If you can make a rope or a band or something to roll it up as a bedroll, make a pillow, and make someone's Christmas better. It's what I'm going to do for Quilts for Veterans.